of you who are new to my channel. So I want to talk about Coach Prime for a second. So this weekend, he got, let me rephrase, his team was handled. And we kind of saw it coming, and but this is the thing. All these people out here, I don't understand why people feel like, oh, he needed to be humbled. First of all, he's not the one that's playing. So let's start with that. Number two, I don't know what it is, especially in the Black community, with our obsession with humbling other Black people, tearing people down. Number one, I don't have a problem with him being outgoing and out, not outrageous. I would say, what's the word? I want to be bold in his assertions and his beliefs, right? I just don't understand it. I'm just trying to figure out why everybody's like, oh yeah, this is what he needed. I disagree. I think what happened was his team lost. That's what happened, and that's just where I'm at with it. It says they lost to the better team, and the way I see it is, what is wrong with him walking and believing? So everyone's like, oh, he needs to stop all of this in the media and focus on football. Why do you believe he's not focused on football? The difference between his team and the other team is, one, they allow more stuff to be seen. They allow a teeny bit of transparency. They shape the narrative. These other teams all walk and talk the same way, and to um, he's choosing to coach his team differently. Number one, he's like, you have to be able to weed out the distractions. You have to be able to handle the high highs and low lows. You have to believe in yourself when people don't believe in you, right? Because everybody's going to rock with you when it's great. And then as soon as you stumble, as soon as you, and I hate even saying falling, because I don't think he is falling. I think they lost. They took a loss. It's like all of a sudden, well, this is what he needed to focus on football. What makes you think he's not focused on football? You got a lot of people out here who look like me and who don't look like me, who were full of delight, when they lost. When they took that loss, I think they were just really pleased. And I was just kind of like, regardless of whether or not you were a fan, I just kind of felt like, I don't understand why people feel like he has to be humbled. It's like so weird that this culture. So look, over the last year, I used to do like these videos on like this shade, read, and drag culture. Like, we just have to drag people. We've got to shade people. We got to, we want to tear people down. And I'm just kind of like, I don't believe that. I believe he took a loss. I believe the team took a loss. And in his post game press conference, he said, look, people are trying to beat me. I had a wonderful career. You're not playing me. He said, if you had me out there, we would have won everything. He said we would have lost. But the point I understood where he was coming from. I just feel like people want him to walk and talk and behave in a certain way. And I feel like, don't you come over here in this lane. I feel like what's going on is he is allowed to push his team, promote his team, coach his team in the way that he wants. I think he's trying to marry the best of both worlds, coaching football and allowing for these young men to be properly compensated, allowing for them to be recognized for their talents, allowing them to benefit from NIL. For those of you who don't know what NIL is, name, image, and likeness. So anyway, this whole notion of him needing to be humbled and he needs to focus on football, I'm like, everybody just shut up. Everyone's making assumptions that he is not focused on football. Look, if you have been paying attention, they've been circling certain games. They said there was going to be the Oregon, the USC, the Utah, maybe Washington State. I can't remember. Those games are going to be hella tough. And if you gotta look at these men out there, these are some corn-fed dudes that are out there. They're huge. His team is more lean. Those guys are gigantic. They're practically gladiators. So with that being said, he's got some work to do. They have to get back to being disciplined, all this stuff like that. But I just want to say for the record, I am still rooting for him to do well. Period. You know, he took a loss. Okay, he's gonna win. He's gonna lose other games. I am still rooting for him. The reason why there's such mania surrounding him is because he's doing it his way. He is knocking down like he's shifting paradigms of thought on how to build teams, on how to coach teams, on how to handle media. Conventional wisdom based off of the old so-called culture is they get up there and they say we're about building character, we're about building culture, and they don't talk to people and they don't get to know the people, and no one, there's this mystique around these athletes versus letting people see who these people are, a glimpse anyway, because clearly you don't talk to these athletes daily, right? But letting people grow and love the athlete, grow and love the team, let them see a little bit behind the curtain. Anyway, those are my both thoughts. I just feel like people need to calm down with this needing to humble Dion. I'm like, first of all, he's not even playing. So let's be clear, he's coaching. Number two, I don't think it's a matter of him having to be humbled. I think people just don't like the fact that no matter how much or how great you think your team is, people want to see Coach Prime. Everyone wants to see him. Now, we're going to see some people who are going to fall off the wagon, and that's fine. But I am a fan of Coach Prime. I feel like I need to go get a Colorado Buffaloes sweatshirt, not because I'm a Buffs fan. That's not the team that I root for to win. But I think it's just going to be a collector's item. I think I'm just going to have to go buy some stuff because it's sharp. It's not like I'm going to rock it, but I think I just want to own it just because it's cute. Anyway, those are my both thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, but I just want to make it clear. I don't think he has to be humbled. I don't think his version of focusing on football has to look like what everyone else is doing. It doesn't have to be like that. All right. I just want to segue into something else real quick. And this is going to be based off of pure shenanigans. I saw about 30 seconds of the Cowboys Arizona game, and I was almost hee-hawing. Now, yesterday, I was really caught up. I had I had a coffee date in the morning. I did not church, okay? I did not go to church. But I had a coffee date, and then my daughter had a draw control lesson for lacrosse, and then she had box lacrosse, and then a basketball game, and Girl Scout stuff. It was a busy day for her. Normally I don't have her running that hard, but, between the weather and all these dates and everything like that, she's fine. But, of course, today is Monday, so now she will take it all the way down. She will have nothing today. And no, her days are not normally like that. Um, so with that being said, and then chatting it up, trying to get some stuff together for what her silver award will look like over the next 2 or 3 years or whatever it is for Girl Scouts. I got home, I was exhausted, and I didn't really pay much attention to the games. I saw about 30 seconds of the Cowboys game, and I looked at that score, and I was hee-hawing because I'm like, you know what? I'm for those of you who know, I'm a Giants fan, but obviously they just kind of like suck balls, and so I know that's my team. So I'm up when they're up, and even when they're down, I'm down with them. But I'll say this: I was hee-hawing because much as people go, like I get it. If you're a Cowboys fan, you go hard for your team, and you should, because you guys definitely handled my raggedy Giants. But I kept saying, look, y'all are not gonna win with Dak. Dak is going to give us a couple of games of shenanigans, right? Like he's not like consistent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you lose to, like, the Arizona Cardinals are talented, but I was like, you're not supposed to lose that game. Anyway, so I just wanted to get my little hee-haw. I will actually listen to Stephen A. Smith this morning because even though he's so annoying, but there's certain things that he says are right, and it's the Cowboys. So I will enjoy that commentary this morning, and that's it. But anyway, I just want to end with, y'all need to, like, stop trying to figure out how you're going to humble Coach Prime. And by the way, to Dan Lanning, I don't have a problem with him taking a shot, like the verbal shots at Coach Prime, because his team won. He's trying to come off as super tough and fired up. I don't have a problem with it. Be fired up, dude. That's his team, and they performed really well. But I was just cracking up at the irony of, like, we're not doing this for clicks, we're doing this for wins. And they purposefully had that held until after they were up or whatever it was. But I'm like, but you're literally releasing that video for clicks. The irony of it all. I'm like, if you're going to be bold, be bold. Like, to me, I was like, you are a corny dude. Because stand by what you want to stand by, win or lose. Because if you're doing it for wins, you're doing it for wins, regardless of what the score line is. Regardless of the score line. Be a man about it, right? So to me, like, I was listening to it, and I was cool with what he said. I just thought he was a corny dude because he waited till the game was out of hand, or it was in hand for them, but out of hand for Colorado to have, like, for my opinion, it was to have that little clip released. And like I said, like, all these dudes are, like, really corny because they continuously take these, like, little low shots. And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to, I'm not satisfied. But I'm like, I just don't see Oregon winning anything. I think they're going to have a hard time against the SEC anyway. So, but anyway, I just wanted to say, like, he's a corny dude, but congratulations to how he coached that team because they wore Colorado out. I was like, oh, they can't do anything. But I just thought it was, like, a real corny dude. I'm like, if you're going to be a man about this, you just stand in it and be like, look, we're coming here to play. We're not coming here for clicks. We're coming here for wins. Win, lose, or draw. So, all right. That's all I got. That's all I got. Let me know what you guys think about what I said. Because I said what I said. I stand in it. So, but look, I'm used to rooting for a team and then they don't perform, aka the Giants. All right.